the mat if you don't have a baby in your belly. If you do want to do the side lying release, you can stack one block high, one block low, bring a bolster on top, have a blanket as a pillow, come down to your side and bring the top leg on top and recline down. And you can bring the bottom arm behind you on this one and really allow some internal rotation of the hips by that elevated ankle. You can also do queen's pose, stack one block high, one block low, like an L shape, put a bolster on top, and bring your low back to the edge of the bolster and recline back like so. A really nice shift to kind of ease some achy hips can be to walk the feet just about pelvic distance apart and let the knees rest together, and then flip the palms up towards the sky. So just make a choice for what works for you today and try to soften into your body, connect to your breath. Allow your mind to calm down a little bit from the normal busyness of your day, anxiety, or worries. And for the next hour of our practice, can you allow yourself to just be in your body? Maybe offer yourself a mantra, breathing in what you need, breathing out what you don't. In a time and place where we're living in a lot of uncertainty and grief, can we allow ourselves to find ways to find acceptance, to find anchors through a stormy sea, to honor that it's okay to not be okay. And find ways to cope with this uncertainty and challenge, knowing that right now is not the time to focus on fixing. But how can you invite in accessible, easy, free of charge ways to cope and to ground down? And one of those most crucial tools is your breath. So notice the inhale coming into your body. Can you allow the rib cage to expand, the belly to rise? Breathe into the side body and the back. And as you exhale, maybe allow the mouth to open, the jaw to drop. And try to lengthen that release of breath a little longer than you're used to. And spend the next 3 to 4 breaths just focusing in on this exchange of breathing in and breathing out. Once again, maybe offer yourself this mantra, breathing in what you need, and out what you don't. Can you deepen your breath just a little bit more? Can you be kind to your body? One more breath here. And as you come to the bottom of that exhale, you can start to find a little movement. You're wiggling toes or wiggling fingers, being really gentle with your body. And starting to move like you're waking up from a nap. Deep breath. And once you've invited in a little movement and start to wake yourself up, you can start to press into the palms and bring your hands at your side, pushing your way towards the seated position. Once you arrive, you can sit on a bolster and leave blocks the top corner of your mat. Take a second to remove the flesh from around your sit bones. Try to have a nice grounded seat. You can rock towards your pubic bone, rock towards your tailbone, and try to find that space right in between to settle down on the sit bone. And then from there, start to feel the back body get strong. Have a nice lift at the heart. Maybe draw the chin back to allow the heart to come before the head. And then reach for the crown of the head, soften the shoulders, close the eyes if that feels safe to you. And bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. And whether you have a baby in your belly or just want to give your belly a little love, a little loving touch, you can rub your belly to say hey. And once again, come back into noticing the body, noticing your breath. And can we come back to that mantra of breathing in what you need and out what you don't? Can you breathe in trust? Can you exhale fear? Can you breathe in resilience? Can you exhale anxiety? Can you breathe in loving care? Can you exhale what you don't need to hold? One more breath. Let the mouth drop as you exhale. Then start to blink your eyes open. Let the hands rest on the thighs and drop your chin to your chest. Keep length in the spine and start to sway the head side to side, just slowly warming up. Right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, and over to the other side. And as you move side to side, notice if it feels good to tilt the chin up high, really opening into the throat. Feel a little tug from the collarbone all the way up to the jaw. Deep breath. 2 more times, just moving nice and slow, exploring the space from the edge of the neck and the jaw all the way down to the tops of the shoulders. Maybe also invite in a slower pace than you're used to. Continuing to just observe your body and movement. And we'll start to make our way over to the right side, bring right ear to right shoulder, and then start to cross the left arm across the chest and hook it with the right arm. And let the right ear drape towards the right shoulder. Let the left hand get nice and limp as you soften the left shoulder down. Deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. 2 more breaths, breathing in. Exhale to soften. 1 more breath, breathing into the arm. And then slowly let that side go. And make your way over to the left, left ear to left shoulder. This time, cross the right arm across the chest, hook it with the left, right above the elbow. Let the head get nice and heavy, soften the right shoulder down. And let the right hand get really relaxed. We often hold a lot of tension in the forearms, around the hands, but everyone's got some texting thumbs going on. I know I do. Take 2 more breaths, breathing in. Exhale to soften. 1 more breath. And then slowly let that go and start to lift the gaze, coming back to the middle of the body, midline. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Take a pause. Exhale, relax them down and back. 2 more times. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, coming down. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. And then start to soften the shoulders. Draw the chin back if it's starting to hang forward, and bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders. Have the elbows out by the side. And we're going to start to come into a little flow. Start to draw the elbows together. See if you can kiss the elbows together coming in front of you. And then start to lift the elbows up and kind of circle them back. And as you bring them behind the chest, can you lift the gaze and open the heart? And then after that, start to come back to bringing the elbows together. Kiss them if you can. And then start to lift the gaze. Peel the shoulders back. Open the chest. Keep breathing and moving at your own pace, kissing the elbows together, and then drawing the shoulders back, lifting the gaze. Feel a nice opening around the sternum. And just explore the rotation and movement around the shoulder blades. And as you draw the chin back and lift the gaze, can you really feel that opening in the front body, as if a little string is pulling your heart towards the ceiling? We'll do 2 more times, nice and slow. And feel free to linger anywhere that you want to. If it feels good, maybe pause and really drop the shoulders, lift the gaze. Feel free, just listen into your body and whatever you need today. We're going to try to honor, once again, the slower pace. And after you finish a second flow, you can soften the shoulders down, let the hands rest on the knees, and then start to move the body in a nice big circular motion. So rather than just moving the rib cage, we're going to move the whole torso round in a circular motion, rounding down into the pelvis. And as you do, feel free to close the eyes if that feels good to you. Really embrace just this nice rhythm that you create with moving your body in this way. Don't forget your breath. And can you slow it down even more, like you're moving through molasses? And then start to go the other way. I had a really funny thing happen today where I was tossing a salad and I was getting splattered with salad dressing. And all of a sudden I realized that I could control this and that I didn't have to toss the salad as aggressively. So I'd love to offer that as a way of encouraging that you have the space to honor the pace that you need and the control in that. So one thing you have control over. 1 more circle. And then slowly come back to center. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, seated cow. Exhale, start to round the spine, drop the head, linger here for a moment, reach through the back. And then inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, start to come to your cat pose. And as you do, can you just shimmy the back body just side to side, just an inch. Try to wiggle into that mid-back crunchiness. And then inhale, come back to cow. And we'll do 1 more like that. Starting to round the spine, drop the head, and just kind of sway the back a little side to side. Breathe into thoracic spine. And then slowly start to come back to a neutral spine. And then we're going to work our way towards hands and knees. This is a new exploration for me, doing yoga with my cats again. I recently got them back. And I kind of forgot just what this is like, trying to do yoga with animals, so we're in for a ride. So start to find your way to hands and knees. You can bring your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips. And before moving, notice if you have a sway in your back. So notice if you're really starting to untuck the tail to the point where you're compressing the low back. Can you invite in a little engagement of the back body by thinking of drawing the front ribs towards the back for this nice strong tabletop position. And once you find that stability, take a deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. Did anyone see that? Deep breath in. My cat just jumped in the generous box. Exhale all the air out. And then start to inhale, come into your cow. And as you do, continue to notice if you cannot sway the back. Try to find length in the front body, lift the gaze. And then exhale, start to round the spine, drop the head, reach through the back. Then inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the gaze, coming in a cow. And then exhale, we'll all pause and cat, start to reach through the butt, let the head hang. And then once again, sway the body side to side. And as you do, try to really reach through the sacrum, create this rounding, let go of the head, let go of the neck. Sway a little side to side. And then slowly start to take that sway all the way down into a child's pose, softening into the hips, letting the arms rest in front of you. And take 3 breaths. So can you feel the sit bones on your heels? Can you feel the pelvis? Can you feel the back body? And take 2 breaths, like you can visualize the breath just being going up the spine, from the sacrum to the mid back, to the upper back, the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, feel like it's brushing down the body all the way down to the sit bones. One more breath, feel the inhale rise up the body, up the spine. And then exhale, like come on down. And then start to take your next inhale, start to roll towards hands and knees. But as you get there, start to bring the body to the right side of the mat, then across the mat, over to the left, coming in these nice big body circles. And do 3 circles in both directions, moving nice and slow. So your hands grounded on the mat. So your knees on the mat. And maybe even invite in a little activation in the hands. You try to grip the floor, feel the muscles of the hands and the forearms. And once you've done 3 circles one way, start to go the other way. And then we'll slowly start to find our way back to hands and knees. Once you finish your circles, 3 in both directions. And then slowly start to walk your way into puppy pose. Leave the knees over the hips and start to walk the hands forward to the point where either the forehead meets the mat or the block at the top of your mat is underneath the forehead, supporting you for some length on the spine. As you're here, can you once again check in with the low back? Often outside of pregnancy, this is a big heart opener, but I really like it for just the extension and the disengagement out of your baby, out of your pelvis. So just think of that nice length. Can you breathe into the space around the glutes? Maybe soften the pelvic floor, the tailbone. One more breath. And then slowly start to walk your way back towards hands and knees. And once you arrive, you can start to sit on your heels. Inhale the arms up high towards the sky. And then exhale, start to drop the right hand to the mat. Reach the left arm up and over your ear. Take a pause and really plug the left sit bone down into the heel. Reach the left fingertips. Can you draw the chin back? Soften the shoulder blade down the spine. And then look up towards the sky. And look down towards the mat. Look up towards the sky. Exhale, look down towards the mat. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then slowly make your way to the other side, grounding the left hand, reach to the right fingertips. Find the same reach and grounding on the right side, ground down the right sit bone into the heel, reach to the right fingertips, and then look up towards the sky on an inhale and down towards the mat on an exhale. Inhale, breathe into the side body, looking up, and exhale, looking down, and breathe. One more time. And then slowly start to find your way back to center. Inhale the arms back up once again. And then exhale, start to open the arms into a T and twist towards the left. Ride your breath. Inhale, coming back to center, reach up high. Exhale, twist to the right. Reach to the fingertips, soften the shoulders. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist to the left. Use every bit of that exhale to enhance the twist. Twist to the right. Inhale back to center, reach high. And exhale to the left. One more time on the right side. And then slowly come back to center, reach the arms up high, and then soften them down towards the mat. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears, take a pause, and then exhale, sigh out the breath and let them down. Few more times like that, breathing in, bringing up the shoulders, and then sigh and let them down. And can you open your throat even more for this one? Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, sigh and release. And then slowly make your way back towards hands and knees. And once you do, we're going to start to grab a block that should be close by and bring the block to the top of the sacrum. But you got to get out of the way. And then once you have your block on top of your sacrum, if you do have one, this is going to be a little check for balance. So once again, if you have that big sway in your back, your block is going to kind of get unstable. So take a second, or a little pillow or something that's close by, or you don't have to use it. But bring the hands with your shoulders, your knees with your hips. And as you take your next inhale, start to extend the right leg behind you, reach the left arm forward, keep your block nice and balanced, wrap the inner thigh towards the midline, and then slowly come back down, bring the hand and knee to the mat. And then inhale, reach the right arm and the left heel, and then slowly coming back down. So use your breath to reach on the inhale, extending an arm and opposite leg, and then slowly coming back down on the exhale, and then reach to the other side. And as you do this, can you notice if you're dropping your head really far? Can you engage a little bit of the cervical spine? Can you notice maybe a little activation in the back body? Are you dropping the chest at all? Can you have a little puff in your back as if you're planking? And embrace wherever your balance is today. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bring it down. Do one more time on each side. And then as you come to one side, take a moment, and we're going to pause, reach for the fingertips, reach for the heel, extend the legs, take a deep breath in, exhale all the air out, and then slowly bring that hand and knee down, and then reach the opposite. We're going to take one more intentional breath on the other side. Reach for the fingertips, reach for the heel, engage the back body, breathing in, exhale all the air out, and then slowly bring the hand down, drop to the ball of the foot, And then you can start to walk the hands forward as you reach for the heel, starting to come into a little calf stretch. And feel free to pulse a little forward and back, breathing into the calf. Flex all the toes, open the sole of the foot. One more breath. And then slowly start to drop that knee and extend the opposite leg. Press the mat away, breathe into the calf and the back body. And as if a flower is blooming at the back of your knee, can you really almost hyperextend the knee just a little bit to really reach for the heel? And then slowly bring that one down, and you can release your block off to the side. And then we're gonna come into our side. So we're gonna come into a side lying position and make our way into some clamshells. So I'm gonna kick my cat out and then come on down to your side. And once you arrive, you can come into a bent knee position with your legs and have the knees in front of the hips, but a little lower. So they're not up towards the chest, but you're in this kind of bent knee position. The heels are stacked. And then start to inhale, open the top knee towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring it down. And can you let it hover? You can use the left hand in front of your chest for grounding. Inhale, open the knee. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale to open, nice and slow. And exhale, bring it down. Do 2 more times on this side. Nice and slow. And you should feel the glutes turn on. And after that second time, you can slowly let the top knee rest on the bottom knee. And just give your glutes a little massage. You can bring the left hand to the glute around the top of the greater trochanter, around the hip bone, and just massage a little bit. And notice maybe any sensation, or if that glute feels a little more tender or more dense. And then we're going to start to extend the legs straight. And here, you can kind of test things out. If you can be more of a straight line, if it feels too unstable, you can have the legs be a little in front of the hips. But notice if you can try just having the legs nice and straight, use the left hand as a little brace. And then flex the top foot and inhale to reach the top leg up. And exhale to slowly bring it down. Can you hover the top foot above the bottom foot? Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more times. Nice and slow. And then slowly let the top leg come down. And then we're going to start to make our way to the other side. So you can roll towards hands and knees and make your way to the other side and come into your clamshells on this side. You can feel free to bring the left forearm down, have bent knees. The heels are kissing, and so the knees are probably closer towards the top of the side of the mat, and the heels are probably more in line with your hips, just for some reference points. And then start to inhale, open your clam, and then exhale, bring it down, but can you hover? Inhale, open, and exhale, bring it down. 3 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. I think 1 more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. And take a second and feel free to massage this side, massage around kind of the deep, dense glute. And then for those of you who are pregnant, a really fun spot to find is the sacrotuberous ligament, which is kind of right below the sacrum. So if you feel a tender point that's kind of beside the sacrum, towards the mid glute, sometimes that's that nice big ligament. That's a fun one to look up online. And then once you finish massaging for a breath or two, you can extend the legs straight. Feel free to have this nice straight line with your body, or have the feet a little in front for balance. Just notice where you're at today. And then inhale, start to slowly lift the top leg. And then bring that leg on down. Inhale, reaching the leg up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Nice and slow. And once again, how slow can you go? And then last time, reaching high. And then bring it on down. And then slowly make your way back to hands and knees. And this time, let's come to our forearms. And we'll come to a flat back for a moment. Start to inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And then exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, drop the head. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail. And then slowly start to come back to your hands. And bring the knees nice and wide, walk the hands forward and to the right, and the hips towards the left. And pause in a side body stretch. Breathe into the space from the fingertips all the way down to the hips. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. And then slowly start to walk your hands over to the other side. Bring the hips the other way. Deep breath in. Exhale to soften. Deep breath in. And exhale to soften. And then slowly start to make your way back to hands and knees. And once you do, we're going to grab our blocks and bring the blocks to the top of the mat at the highest height and start to walk the right foot forward. Start to lift the back knee and then bring that foot to meet the front. And once you arrive, feel free to dive into a forward fold if that feels good. Start to have a little bend at the knees if you need, ground down in your heel, soften the head, and just shake the tail a little side to side, breathing into the hamstrings. And then after a few shakes of your tail, come back to a flat back, and then just going to heel toe the feet off the mat, heels slightly out, toes slightly in for a wide leg position. And then start to ground your right hand down onto the block in the middle. So you can move one block more towards the middle between your feet, right below the shoulders, and inhale, lift the left arm up high towards the sky. And then exhale, come back to the fold. Ground down the left hand, inhale to the right. Continue with this flow 2 more times on each side. Grounding down the right. Inhale to the left. Invite in this little twist in the mid back. Try not to let your belly rise too much. Once again, use that exhale to enhance the twist. Maybe even lingering for a breath if you need. Inhale for space. Exhale to soften. And then as you finish that 3rd round, you can lower the blocks down to the lowest height and walk them forward, send the feet back for a nice wide leg forward fold. And it should feel nice and juicy. Try to breathe into the inner thighs. And especially for pregnant people, try to notice if you can untuck the tail. So can you relax the space around the tailbone and maybe even invite in a little bend in your knees to really feel the tailbone lift and a little curve of the low back. Find that length in the spine, deep breath. Exhale all the air out. One more breath. And then slowly start to flip the blocks back up to the highest height. And then walk them back to the middle of your feet and heel to the feet back to pelvic distance apart. Have a little bend at your knees, hands in your thighs. Slowly rise up to standing. And once you arrive, notice your feet on the ground. Can you lift the toes and lower the toes? And we're gonna come into a tree pose. So find a nice focal point, an unmoving point that's in front of you to help with your balance. Start to ground down on the right foot. You can bring the left foot to the right ankle, take a pause, or to the calf, take a pause, or all the way to the inner thigh. Feel free to have the hands at the hips, equally press the foot and the inner thigh together. And then if you feel nice and balanced, you want to reach the arms up high. Have your nice big oak tree. Deep breath, maybe even slightly lift the gaze to open the heart. Breathe into the inner thigh. Exhale all the air out. One more breath. And then slowly lower the arms down, lower that leg. And then start to go to the other side. Ground down on the left foot, and then start to find your way, bringing the right foot to the calf, the ankle, or the inner thigh. Notice any differences. I'm trying to open this side, try to open into the inner thigh on the right side. Find length and support in the back body. Can you lift the gaze? Maybe even reach the arms up. Embrace wherever your balance is today. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. One more breath. Exhale all the air out. And then slowly bring it down. And then start to bring your hands to your hips. Give yourself a nice little hip circle. Bring it all around town. Do 3 one way. And then start to go the other way. And as you do, feel free to explore the pelvis a little bit. Probably your hands are what is called the iliac crest, the top of the hip bones. And if you want to walk your fingers forward, you can start to slow down the hip circles. You can walk your way down towards the pubic bone, the pubic symphysis, which is kind of towards the mid pelvis. That's one of the 3 joints in the pelvis, or actually 4 joints. And then you can walk your way back up towards that V, the top of the V, come back to the iliac crest, and bring your way all the way behind on until you find your way to the sacroiliac joint. Kind of hug the sacrum. And then if you walk your way down, you'll find your way to your tailbone, which is that 4th joint. This is a fun little place. And that's a great thing to do here and there, just to notice if you have any tenderness. If you have any tenderness at the pubic bone, tenderness in that low back, take note, because there's a lot of supports and things that you can do, especially those clamshells, to give a little stability there. So once you kind of finish that exploration of your pelvis, you can relax your hands back down. And we're gonna come into a little squat flow. So everyone walk towards one side of their mat, and you can come to the long part of your mat. You're kind of facing that longer side, and bring your feet a little wider than pelvic distance apart. And then start to bring your hands to your hips. Start to send the feet back, coming into a little squat. And then you can feel free to bring the arms in front of you for a little balance. Try to keep the heart nice and lifted. Inhale, come up an inch. Exhale, come down an inch. And then walk the foot out wide. So coming towards the middle of the mat, up an inch, down an inch, and then bring the right foot to meet you. Come up an inch and down an inch, and open the other leg wide. We're gonna travel the mat, up an inch and down an inch, and then bring the right leg to meet you, up an inch and down an inch. And then we're gonna go back the other way. So open your leg out wide, come up an inch, come down an inch. Jonah's looking good. And then come back, bringing that left leg towards the middle, up an inch and down an inch. So we're going from a parallel squat to a wide squat. Then open the right leg out, up an inch and down an inch. We're gonna do one more lap together. Bring the left leg to meet the right. Coming back to the parallel squat, up an inch and down an inch. And then open the left leg out wide. Almost there. I swear we're gonna get to some restorative. Bring the right leg back to the parallel squat, up an inch, down an inch, then open to the wide squat. And notice where your mind goes when you meet a little challenge. Keep going. We're gonna make our way to the other side of the mat, and then we'll finish. So open the leg out wide, up an inch and down an inch. Find a way to cope. Connect with your breath. Notice other places in your body that are softened. Try to maintain good mindset while you're exploring this work. And then once you get to that end of the mat where you began, let it go. You give your glutes a little punch. And then everyone can grab the right ankle into the right hand as you ground down the left foot for a quad stretch. If a wall is close by, you can feel free to use the wall for support. Take a deep breath in, breathe into the front of the right hip. And maybe notice if you can draw the tail towards the ground and then draw the right thigh behind the left leg. Breathe into your belly. One more breath. And then slowly let that leg go. And then come to the other side. So ground down on the right leg. Grab the left ankle. And breathe deep. Have a nice lift at the heart. Don't forget the back body. Inhale. And exhale. Draw the tail down if you can, a nice neutral pelvis. One more breath. And then slowly let that leg down. Try not to have it be a spring action. And you should be standing. Walk the right foot over the left and start to inhale. Reach the right arm up and over the ear. You can grab onto the lower part of the right hip. That feels good. Reach, reach, reach to the side body. Take a big expansive breath. Exhale all the air out. And then slowly come back to center and switch it out. Cross the left foot over the right. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over your ear. Feel free to grab the left hip if that's accessible. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. One more breath. And then slowly come back to center. And then we'll find our way back to the top of our mat. Grab your block. Walk the right foot forward and the left foot back. And we're going to pause in this high lunge. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, start to extend the right leg, send the feet back, bow towards the knee. Then inhale, come back to the lunge. Exhale, send the feet back, extend the legs. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to start to slowly come back into the lunge. Walk the left foot forward and to the left side of the mat as you ground down the left heel. Send the right hip back, left hip forward as you hinge from the hips, coming into pyramid pose. So let the head drop, try to keep the pelvis more so neutral. If you need, you can have a little bend in the right knee. Just soften for 3 breaths into pyramid. Relax the head, maybe shake the head back and forth. Breathing in Exhale all the air out. 2 more breaths. How can you let go? How can you come into your breath? Breathe in what you need, out what you don't. And then slowly start to lift the gaze. You can walk the left foot back towards the railroad tracks, more just underneath the line of the left hip. And then start to lower the left knee down. And then as you exhale, start to extend the right leg, send the feet back, and start to dive towards that right knee. Deep breath in. Exhale into the hamstring. One more breath. And slowly start to come back towards your lunge. Start to come to the ball of the left foot, and then start to spin the left heel down. As you start to rise up into warrior two, reach to the right, reach to the fingertips, soften the shoulders. Gonna come into a flow. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up. And then exhale to open the arms out to your side, bend into the front knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up. Exhale to open. One more time. And then start to reach the arms up and then point the toes towards the wide part of the mat. And then open your arms out. I'm gonna lower so you can see me. Open your arms out to starfish. Reach through the heart, lift the gaze. Take a big expansive breath. You have everything you need. You are valuable beyond measure. And then you can relax the arms down and start to point the left toes out. With the right heel grounded, bend into the left knee and find your way to warrior two on the other side. Reach to the fingertips and then come into the flow. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up. And exhale to open. Ride your breath like a wave. Inhale, reaching up, straighten the leg. Exhale to open. One more time. And then straighten the front leg, reach the arms up. Once again, point the toes towards the long part of the mat. And then this time, bring the hands to the thighs and start to walk the heels in from the toes out. Come down into this little goddess squat with the hands on the thighs right above the knees. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, untuck the tail. And exhale, sigh out the breath. You curl the tail under, let the head go. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl the tail under, let the head go. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then start to slowly lift the gaze as you straighten the legs. And we'll come back to the top of our mat. This time, slowly bring the hands down to the thighs, bring the hands to the blocks, walk the left foot forward, send the right foot back. Come into your high lunge on this side. Inhale into lunge, left knee over left ankle. And then exhale to send the feet back, straighten the front leg. Inhale to bend. Exhale to extend. One more time. Inhale to bend. Exhale to extend. And then slowly come back to the bend. And we're make our way to pyramid. So feel free to walk the right foot outside the edge of the right side of the mat. Ground that heel down as you straighten the left leg. Hinge from the hips and soften towards the feet. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe into the hamstring. Let the head soften, let the shoulders go. The hamstrings are the gates to the pelvis and the low back. When they're hanging on really tight and not having the flexibility and kind of length that they need to really allow the pelvis to move and the low back to move, that can cause some pain, discomfort, and limitations. Can you breathe, lengthen this part of your body? One more breath. And then slowly start to walk the right foot back into the lunge position. Come to the ball of the foot and lower the right knee down and bring the left leg to meet it. And we're gonna work our way towards our seat. So I'd love for everyone to either choose a supported squat or just an easy sitting position. So if you wanna do a squat and you have blocks, feel free to bring a block stack like so between the shins, and you can put your sit bones on the blocks and then bring one foot forward, bring the other foot forward. You can also do this on a bolster. You can also just sit in a comfortable seated position, whatever works. And once you arrive, take a second to notice the sit bones. And I'd love for everyone to do a little exercise where you kind of walk your feet in towards the midline and then walk your feet out, kind of wonky, wide, externally rotated, toes out. And as you do this, I'm curious if you can have a conversation of what you feel like is moving. Sure, your feet are moving, your legs are moving, but everyone can come to that really wide external rotation. And you might notice that the sit bones, so those bony points of the middle of each buttocks, so what's happened there is you're drawing them closer together. When you start to realign into more of a parallel squat with the toes and the heels, you're actually creating more space. And to the other end, when the knees are in and the heels are out, there's even more space there. So take a second just to have a nice parallel squat. Try to kind of relax in the space. Let the chest fall a little forward. Let the shoulders soften all the way to the fingertips. Let the arms rest on the knees with the thighs. Take a deep cleansing breath. Let all the air out. I'd love for everyone just to be in the squat, maybe allow the eyes to close if that feels safe for you. And rather than going immediately into pelvic floor work or even inviting that in today, I just love for everyone to breathe into this position. We did a lot of stability work for the hips and the glutes by turning those muscles on, but can you equally turn them off? So as you're breathing, where can you relax in your body that's maybe hanging on a little too tight? The squat is a vulnerable position, or just even a seated position can feel vulnerable by opening the thighs. So can you allow yourself to just be, to feel safe in your body? And once again, maybe offer yourself the mantra of breathing in what you need and out what you don't. Breathing in to fill up, find length. And as you exhale, feel everything melt away. Can you release the stress over things that are out of your control? Can you take the time to build up your reserves, to be able to cope with the challenges that are yet to come? Can you be just as patient and compassionate with yourself as you are to others. And know that you are doing everything right. You have everything you need to breathe in some balance to your body. Like you're kind of pouring a soothing tonic over a busy mind. Can you breathe in that ease? As you exhale, let everything that you don't need just wash away. One more breath here. And start to wiggle your fingers, blink your eyes open. Shake your head side to side. And then slowly start to bring one knee to the mat, the other knee to the mat. And I'd love for everyone to come into a reclined position or seated or wherever you'd like to be. We're going to have a speedy Shavasana, but I'm also not going to call you guys out of it. I think I'm just going to let you stay. So once you settle down, you can come into side lying if you want. You can recline back on your mat. You can set up a little bolster tower with one block high, one block low, and then bring the bolster on top and recline back like so. I think I said earlier, you can bring the feet parallel, let the knees rest together. That can be nice for some achy hips or deeper glute pain. You can also just let the legs go long, open the front body. And I'm just gonna continue to offer some guidance and a loving affirmation. And then I'm going to just let you guys sink into rest for as long as you need without having to get up. Wherever you are, be with your breath, be with your babies. Can you notice your face and your jaw? And breathe love into that space, your body. Can you notice your shoulders down to your hands? And breathe love into that space. Can you bring love into your heart and your ribs? Breathing that in. Can you breathe love into your bellies? And like the layers of the onion, breathe that love into the core, and then let that love grow outward with every layer. Breathe love into your hips and your pelvis. Breathe love into your thighs and your legs, your knees and your ankles. All the way down to your toes. Can you breathe in this idea of softness? This idea of cultivating rest. Know that this flexibility, the suppleness that you can develop in your body through the perinatal time is your strength. Being able to ride these waves of change and transformation. For one more breath, can you breathe love And can you breathe compassion? I'm gonna stay with your bodies. And I'm gonna let y'all just settle in. Namaste.